Did China just go all in on crypto again? All right, folks, we're going to break it down in today's update, current events, cryptocurrency, and the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I am your host, Zach Rector, and everything is at my website, zachrector.com. Please make sure that you smash that thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And if you haven't already, let's make sure you're subscribed. Also, feel free to drop the thumbs down and leave a comment telling me that you don't like me either. Just leave something for us. Help out that algorithm, pumping this message far and wide. Whether you agree with us, disagree with us, we are open for the adult conversation. We don't have to agree on every topic. This is just one man's ideas, sharing the current events, why it matters to you most, and how I am taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Nothing is intended to be financial advice, but thank you for joining me. So right now we got Bitcoin 26,700, Ethereum at 1,800, XRP at 47 cents. Let's take a look at the sticks here. You see that Bitcoin did backtest earlier this week, 25,800. We've been chopping sideways within this range for a while, back up to 26,700. Watching it closely, and I am waiting to enter my next Bitcoin short. Now, apparently they want to ban the short selling for some reason, even though it's a legitimate financial instrument. A quick side rant, though, I think it's absolutely absurd that they would try to ban a legitimate financial instrument that creates healthy markets, that creates efficient markets. And that's how I've been making my money, trading this market over the last year, shorting the heck out of Bitcoin, 160% profit. And that's been a blessing and a joy and a pleasure. And it's a way to hedge against my ridiculously long positions in fundamental utility cryptocurrencies, but they want to ban that. You know, Jamie Dimon, the guy who's been manipulating all these markets, he thinks that we should ban short selling. They want to ban Twitter. They want to ban us from being able to talk about even taking these positions or exposing the positions that these banks have and the rigging of the markets that they have. It's okay for them to do it. But for us to use a legitimate financial instrument to bet against a position, a stock, a crypto, that should be illegal. Absurd. And hopefully they don't get their way with that one. But let's get into the update, guys. I'm watching this thing. So right now the market's trading based off this debt default drama, the DC dance that we call it. So when it looks like a deal is going to happen, there's a handshake agreement, market pumps. When it looks like we're not going to get a deal, market's dropping, market's worried, a little chaotic. You're seeing the yield curve inversion on the treasuries taking place. But it's getting real out here in some of these other situations. Right now here in the US, our market's just trading off of this debt default drama. I'm going to wait for us to, what I expect is a compromise. Markets will pump, and then I will enter my next Bitcoin short or my next position. But I'll keep you guys updated on that one going forward. Now, right on into the update, though, guys, let's take a look here. This one shared here from Ian Binns on Twitter. We are in deep trouble, says economist, after repo rate increase sends Rand crashing. Cash-strapped South Africans are in even more trouble with the repo increasing to its highest since 2009 and the Rand reaching its lowest point ever. So like I said, in some of these other countries, they don't have time to wait around. Now, South Africa, obviously part of BRICS, and part of the alliance that is moving away from the US dollar. Some of them looking at crypto, and that's what we're going to cover in today's episode here today. From the Wolf of All Streets, China is back. And he says, tin hat time. They saw the US stupidly cracking down on crypto and made the obvious decision to go the other way. So what we see here is Beijing releases a white paper for Web3 innovation and development. And I would have to agree with his tin hat speculation. We like to have these types of conversations over here. And this is what we continue to see as a battle. Currency war, commodity war, kinetic war in Russia, Ukraine, and the ships lining up and surrounding Taiwan over there. You guys understand that. But then an opportunity here potentially for China to go all in on crypto once again and make Beijing a hub for crypto and Web3. That is what got released here in this white paper. Let's take a look here from the block. Beijing releases white paper for Web3 innovation and development. And let me see if that gives you a little bit closer picture. Beijing has released a Web3 white paper to promote the industry's development. The timing of the release is interesting, according to the CEO of Binance, who noted Hong Kong's crypto rules come into effect next week. So as we covered, Hong Kong flipped the switch, not just by selecting Ripple to tokenize real estate over there in Hong Kong in the Monetary Authority, but they are also having their new crypto rules go into effect on June 1st. Now, it looks like China wants to keep up. In Beijing, China's capital city, reportedly released a white paper this morning aimed at promoting innovation and development of the Web3 industry. Dubbed the Web3 Innovation and Development White Paper, the document states that Web3 technology is, quote, an inevitable trend for future internet industry development, according to a report from local news outlet The Paper. The Beijing Municipal Science and Technology Commission, also known as the Administrative Commission of whatever city that is, Science Park, released a white paper at that city's forum. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Zhonggongkong. The commission aims to construct Beijing as a global innovation hub for the digital economy. To that end, the city's Shaoyang district will spend at least 100 million yuan, around 14 million every year until 2025. Yang Hongfu, director of the Zhonggongkong Shenyang Park Management Committee, reportedly said at the forum. Zhonggongkong is often referred to as China's Silicon Valley. The white paper reportedly states that Beijing aims to strengthen policy support and accelerate technology breakthroughs to promote Web3 industry. Timing of the release is interesting. The timing of the white paper release is interesting, according to Binance CEO Zhangpeng Zhao, that's CZ, who noted that Hong Kong's crypto rules kick off on June 1st. And you guys already know that deal. We did report on that. So what do we have here, folks? China going all in. China is back, going all in on crypto Web3 innovation. And this is interesting. This is actually massive. And I'm going to just tell you guys to watch out right now, because the bull run can begin in China. It can begin out in the East, and it can begin in the BRICS nations, while we're seeing all of them look for alternatives, whether that's gold, whether that's gold-backed crypto, whether that's just something besides the US dollar. They are looking at any options for the potential to get away from the US dollar. And to see China now flipping the switch, going back, wanting to be a hub of innovation there in Beijing, that is what they're trying to get going here to counter what's going on in the United States and the joke that we have over here taking place with Gary Gensler at the head of the SEC. Celebrating the 90th birthday to the Securities Act of 1933, the first of the securities laws. 90 years later, I am proud that we at the SEC are committed to investors and issuers alike in ensuring that markets connecting them work for them. So we are celebrating. We got the balloon emojis and the cake emojis here with Gary Gensler running the show in the United States, protecting investors and issuers alike, ensuring that the markets are connected and work for them. What a load of crap, and what a joke you are seeing. And like we continue to say, the United States, it's almost as if the people running the United States have been bought and paid out for other entities, other countries, maybe countries that I just previously mentioned, have bought and paid for these politicians, these regulators. And you are seeing innovation stifled in our country while they're actually investing into it, and they're opening up and flipping the switch on in some of these other regions. Hong Kong last week. Now, apparently, China wants to go back on. And remember, and it's actually funny, I actually recorded... quick side note, I recorded a video from my mentor Dan Pena, his most recent May seminar, where he's talking about who created Bitcoin once again. And I recorded the video, but I ended up not posting it because in typical Dan fashion, he posted some slightly offensive remarks. I'll just leave it at that. He posted some offensive remarks into who created Bitcoin. And he's basically alluding to the fact that it was either China, Russia, or some sort of government agency, and that he knows personally who created it. And he said that crypto effed up the markets in China so bad that that's why they banned it. But now you see, now they're coming back into it, right? And I think the only reason why it really makes sense to me is that they're looking to counter the United States. It is a way. And they never wanted to get rid of DLT technology. They're investing in quantum technology. They are trying to dominate the future. I mean, look at what they're doing with Taiwan and the strategic positioning that's taking place over there, right? China never wanted to go away from crypto. In fact, they want to have crypto. They want to embrace DLT. They want to embrace Web3. They just want control. And so that's why they've rolled out one of the furthest along digital dollar programs over there with China, right? The digital yuan. So we see them accelerating. I was going to play the clip of my mentor, Dan, though, but his comments were too bad. I have it saved in my TikTok drafts, and maybe I'll post it. I figured that TikTok would probably kick it off, but maybe YouTube would let it roll. But nonetheless, I'll pull up the clip and I'll maybe play it at some other point. I'm just worried to play it because in typical Dan fashion, he has to make some offensive, racist comments. But nonetheless, who created Bitcoin? I don't know. But you're seeing these countries like China and Russia, they've gone flipping, flopping back and forth here on their position on crypto. But what have we seen all along? All of these countries that say they're against crypto, they're banning crypto, it's because they hadn't have control of it yet. Same thing in the United States, right? But now you see they're rolling out that Chinese yuan. They're using that for trade. You're seeing that they're going to gold. You're seeing that they're going to alternatives at an accelerated pace in all of these countries. And they don't have time to wait. As the first article I read off from South Africa, these countries can't wait. Their currencies are at their lowest levels ever. Their currencies are failing. So they don't have time to wait. They don't have time to play games like Gary Gensler posting cake emojis celebrating 90 years of laws that are now being applied to a digital asset space. In the gray areas, in the uncertainty in this space, it's a joke, while the rest of the world moves ahead without the United States. Now, we did see this article shared here by the Payments. This is payments.com. It's a long weekend in America, but cross-border payments shouldn't take 3+ days. Absolutely. And we come on down here and that we see, where was it? Oh, it's up here. We have a quote here from Ripple. Brendan Barry. He says the problems that the promises of blockchain are already delivering on include reducing the cost to move funds, increasing the speed with which you can move funds, increasing transparency, all while increasing the availability of being able to move funds 24/7, 365. Brendan Barry, head of payments product at enterprise crypto provider Ripple, told Payments. And so right here, just acknowledging once again, this is a joke, the fact that cross-border payments take 3+ days. The rest of the world is moving ahead, and even the SEC lawsuit against Ripple cannot stop them from contributing to this future, to this new financial system, right? Continuing to grow, and they show up in every area, every meeting, every conversation that matters. Ripple's hanging out. Now, we move on into this next article. I wanted to read this one from Gold Telegraph because this is it. Everybody is recognizing how to use DLT, that Web3 is going to be fundamental to the new system. And then they're also recognizing and they're buying gold at a pace that we haven't seen in 50+ years at the central banks. Now you're seeing South Africa, you're seeing China, you're seeing Russia go pro crypto. They've been going pro gold, and they're lying about how much gold they have. But this summary from Gold Telegraph right here is just so well said. Time is on the side of gold. Since 1700, around 750 currencies have been introduced, but only 20% exist today, all significantly devalued. Looking back to 1850, for instance, the major currencies around then look drastically different from today. Despite the existence of the dollar, pound, and Swiss franc at the time, many of the major currencies of the era no longer exist. The French franc, the Dutch guilder, the Austro-Hungarian gulden, Prussian thaler, Ottoman lira, all gone, to name a few. While some people may question or even ridicule the emergence of central bank digital currencies, this development is indeed the next step in the evolution of the monetary system. The most pressing question is whether some of these digital currencies will be backed by tangible assets. We have already witnessed initiatives by countries globally to reestablish gold as a medium of exchange and unit of account, complementing its well-regarded role as a reliable store of value. Such as, now this list is deep, and this matters. Ghana is buying oil with gold instead of US dollars. Russia and Iran are working on a new stablecoin backed by gold to compete with the dollar. Last April, we learned that Vladimir Putin is discussing the idea of pegging the ruble to gold and other goods. It is reported that BRICS is considering backing its new currency with gold and other valuable commodities, including rare earth minerals. Over 30 countries, many of which are notable commodity powerhouses, have expressed interest in joining BRICS. Zimbabwe has recently introduced a new gold-backed digital currency. Currently, the numerous emerging markets are grappling with a debt crisis. As of early May, the debt of 18 developing nations had reached distressed levels. Like I said, they don't have time to play games. They don't have time to post emojis like Gary Gensler. and do the DC dance and get political. They need a program that's going to work out. They need an answer, a solution to the debt, currency, and liquidity crisis that's reaching distressed levels. The total debt in these emerging markets have surged to a record high of over 100 trillion, representing about 250% of GDP. This is a significant increase from 75 trillion recorded in 2019. As this is playing out in emerging markets, the United States is going through a circus in Washington as we have all been watching the debt ceiling drama play out. Last week, Ray Dalio suggested that he doesn't foresee lawmakers allowing the United States to default. However, he expressed concern that they will still fail to produce a viable long-term resolution for the debt situation, which could eventually result in a disastrous financial collapse. As we've been saying, they can kick the can down the road all they want. What is inevitable is default, is restructuring, is reset, is a new financial system. It is inevitable. If they want to kick the can down the road, they can. Today, Frank Gustra said that servicing costs on the United States debt is unsustainable and said inflation is here to stay unless we see a restructuring of the monetary system. We have to have the restructuring. As the shadow of a 305 trillion global debt looms larger and the trend of de-dollarization accelerates, central banks, the very issuers of fiat currency, are stocking gold aggressively, a level that we haven't seen in 50 plus years. Ask yourself why. With zero counterparty risk, gold serves as the bedrock of stability for many central banks around the world. So what do we have, folks? China going pro-crypto. They've been pro-gold. They're lying about how much gold they're producing and keeping and importing. And then you're seeing the rest of the BRICS nations. You're seeing how we have dozens upon dozens of countries, 30 plus countries, where they can't wait. They need a new program. They have to restructure the debt. They have to reset the currency, and they have to revalue everything. Commodities, rare earth minerals. These countries are powerhouses when it comes to these real commodities, real value, a real economy. And what do we have to offer here in the United States? We have a fiat currency to offer you, and we have a woke policy, woke agenda to offer you as well, a woke program. And how's that working out? It's a complete failure. Nobody's interested in it. Nobody cares about our dollar. Nobody cares to be playing around and playing nice with the United States. Okay? We're an embarrassment on the world stage. We're losing credibility on a daily basis, and these other countries are no longer waiting around. China going pro-crypto could start the next crypto bull run. That is absolutely massive. And you're already seeing the front running of precious metals taking place as well. This is a perfect storm. Use our links on down below to get your precious metals. You can get them shipped directly to you. You can roll over your 401k retirement account. You can go to Uphold right now. You get your cryptocurrencies, get your XRP, and take advantage of it right now while we can. These suppressed assets are about to launch. We know they're going to run the new financial system, and all the news coming out confirms our thesis that we've been running with for on years going on this thesis. We are now being vindicated on a daily basis by all of the updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out. And oh, by the way, we are going to be taking this party to the Discord group. If you guys are looking to have fun here with us, tonight we're having our Discord meeting at 6 p.m. Little hangout session in the Discord chat. Every week, every Saturday, we have our weekly calls. This Saturday, I decided to bump it from, usually we have our sessions at 8:30 in the morning. This one, we're bumping to a 6 p.m. hangout session. Bring your adult beverage, bring your questions, and bring the vibes because it's going down in the Discord group. I can't wait to see you guys there. Smash that thumbs up on the way out for us. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Everything's at my website, ZachRector.com. God bless you all.